Welcome back to the world of business studies. This is part 2 of chapter 5, Organizing. Now let's have a quick recap about what we have discussed in our previous section. Students, in previous session, we have discussed about the concept of organizing and the definitions given by the different scholars for the organizing. With this, we have also discussed the most important topic of this chapter, that is the process of organizing. Now let's discuss about the next question, which says that importance or need of organizing. Students, we have to discuss that why there is a need of organizing in our organization. What is the need of it? Why organization is considered as one of the most important function of management? Do we have planned all our activities? Students, only planning will not give you the success, because the planning should be made into the practical thing, and it will be made in a practical life with the help of organizing. So, the need and importance of the organizing can be understood with the help of the certain points. First, benefits of specialization, clarity in working relationship, optimum utilization of resources, development of personnel, effective administration, adaptation to change, expansion and growth. The first one is benefits of specialization. Students, if you remember that while discussing about the process of organizing, we have discussed the first two steps of organizing, that is identification and division of work and departmentalization. Under identification and division of work, we have identified the different activities which are required to perform to achieve the planned objectives. And departmentalization will divide all those similar activities into one large unit, so that none of the worker is overburdened or none of the work is overlapped. So, whenever there is a division of work, it not only reduces the workload of an employee, but it also increases the productivity. How division of work increases the productivity? Students, if you have observed that when you are asked to perform a certain activity only once, your efficiency would be different. But if you have asked to perform that work again and again, your efficiency will automatically increases. When your sports in charge asks you to take one round of 100 meter, quite possible you would have to almost 20 to 25 seconds, but continuously for 20 days, if you take round of 100 meter on a regular basis, quite possible you will be able to complete the 100 meter race in 10 to 12 seconds, because for the days and days you were practicing the same activity. In the same manner, in organization also, when a specific worker performs a specific task again and again, she or he gains the experience and eventually achieves the specialization. He or she becomes the master in performing that task. This specialization improves the productivity and efficiency. That is why it is said that a repetitive performance of work leads to the specialization because you are performing that task again and again for a longer period of time. Next one, that is clarity in working relationship. Students, as you know, that when more than one persons are working in an organization for the achievement of a common goal, at that time it becomes very important to clarify that who will be the boss, who will be the subordinate, and who is responsible for what and from whom he or she has to take the orders. Otherwise, this will lead to the chaos and conflicts, and it leads to the non-achievement of the organizational goals. To avoid certain conditions, organizing clarifies the authority and responsibilities of the individuals of the different department, and it also defines the line of communication. When we discuss about the line of communication, it means whenever there is any problem in the organization, then first to whom should be concerned, then if the problem's solution has not come, then whom to contact for it. So there is a specific line of communication and authority responsibility relationship which organizing clarifies well in advance. Students, if you remember the chapter number 2, Principles of Management, in that the principles propounded by Henry Fayol, one of the principle that was the scalar chain, that exactly is performed by organizing at this stage. Under that, this organizing will clearly establish the relationship amongst the human and non-human resources. Because of this, each and every person knows his superior to whom she or he is accountable, and he also aware about that from whom she or he has to take order. In this condition, none of the heads of the other department would be in a position to give the command to the other department workers in general conditions. So the principle of order is maintained over here, and any kind of the confusion and chaos in the mind of the employee will be automatically clear because they are informed well in advance. So this will not result in any kind of the duplication of work or overlapping of any activity. Not only this, but in addition to this, the manager clearly defines the jobs and the written document called the job descriptions. Why manager defines each and every job in the written document? The reason that this description will clearly inform each and every employee of a different department that what exactly has to be done in a particular task and what would be the role of each and every employee in performance of the task. So there won't be any kind of the confusion in the mind of the employee that who is going to perform which activity, who will be responsible for what, and to whom they are accountable. So this kind of the structure and clarification will lead to the clarity in working relationship, and there won't be any kind of the wastage of human or non-human resources which will lead to the achievement of the planned objectives. Next one, that is Optimum utilization of resources. Students, this is the outcome of clarity in working relationship. Now, in that stage, the organizing will ensure that all the work is clearly defined and there is a clear-cut relationship between the human and non-human resources. If that is done, then at this stage, organizing will make sure that there is the optimum utilization of all the human and non-human resources. How there would be optimum utilization of human and non-human resources? Students, in the organizing itself, when there is a allocation of a duty, assignment of a job, then the job is assigned to each and every individual on the basis of their skills, their knowledge, their experience, educational qualification, and the capacity of a person in a creativity in the job, etc. And this whole thing will definitely result in the performance of the activity in the best and suitable way. Now, this assignment of a duties to an individually is clearly defined in the job descriptions. So, in the beginning itself, under the job description, each and every worker will be assigned a certain job. So, these individuals, they knows everything well in advance that what they are supposed to do, which part of the job they are supposed to perform, what would be their responsibility. If they face any kind of the problem, then to whom they have to contact, and after the completion of their job, to whom they have to report, to whom from whom they have to take the orders. This whole thing avoids the confusion and duplication of work, and there are no chances that the same work is performed by two or more workers, because everything, each and every part of a specific job is assigned to the workers, so they won't perform it in a duplicated manner. This will result in no wastage of time, of money, and of human and non-human resources. Next one, that is adaptation to change. Students, if you remember that while discussing about chapter number 3, business environment, we have discussed that organization, each and every business organization performs its business activity into the environment which keeps on changing, and it is a very dynamic environment. So it becomes very much important for each and every business organization that if they want to sustain in a market for a longer period of time, and if they want to compete their competitors, then whatever the changes taking place in an external environment, they have to make necessary changes in the internal environment also. Now, this environment, which is very dynamic, it always provides both thing to the business organization, that is challenges and opportunities. If business organization wants to adopt the opportunities, then they have to make necessary changes in their organization. This organizing will help the enterprise to adopt latest and innovative changes to place in external environment by suitably modifying the organizational structures. The organizing provides a different kind of the organizational structure in which the new changes which have come into the external environment can be introduced in the organization without disturbing the existing one. This will help the organization to sustain themselves in the marketplace for a longer period of time, and they would be able to compete their competitors. In this way, organizing provides stability to the enterprise so that it can continue and grow despite of changes, because changes are the only thing which never changes, and the business has to adopt all those changes if they want to continue their business or grow in the marketplace. And this organizing will give them opportunity to adopt all those changes by making suitable changes in their organizational structure. Effective administration. Let's discuss how organizing leads to the effective administration, or why there is a need for organizing to bring the administration in an effective manner. In the previous slide, we have discussed that the organizing will establish an effective relationship between the workers and the management. So, this description of jobs and clarifies the authority and responsibility relationship amongst the different employees of the worker. This will help in effective administration because the clear-cut structure of the job description and authority responsibility relationship will avoid the confusions, overlapping of work, and duplication of efforts. In the case of this clearly defined network of the job and authority responsibility relationship, there won't be any kind of the clashes or ego clashes amongst the employees or between the different department of an organization. Not only this, students, but organizing also promotes the delegation of authority, and this delegation of authority will also lead to the effective administration, because delegation of authority means passing of the routine activities from the shoulders of a top management to the middle level or the bottom level management. And when the certain routine activities are passed from the shoulders of the top management to the other management, that will reduce the workload of the top management, and it will increase the authority and motivational level of middle or bottom level management. They will feel that they are the part of the organization. The top management considers them efficient, who can perform their activity better. This way, this organizing gives a chance to the subordinates to perform the task in a different manner. It gives them chance to prove their efficiency, and these all activities will lead to the effective administration in any organizational structure. Development of personnel. Students, this organizing will lead to the development of personnel, and that development of personnel not only of the bottom level but of all the employees are at each and every levels of management. It means due to organizing, there would be the development of personnel at top level, middle level, and bottom level also. How it becomes possible? Let's discuss about it. That in the process of organizing, there is a division of work, and the departmentalization process, it leads to the specialization. So this division of work and specialization not only increases the productivity, but it also provides the growth opportunities to the employees. How this division of work and specialization provides the growth opportunities? Students, when the work is divided amongst the workers, it means there is a less burden on a single worker. Now, when there is a less burden of work on an employee, it will stimulate the creativity amongst the workers in performance of that particular job. This will not only complete the task effectively, but workers will also try to find out alternative and most effective ways of performing the job, because they are not overburdened, they are free for a certain period of a time, which gives them opportunity to think something differently. It gives them innovative ideas to perform a particular job in a different manner, and because of that they would be able to try out the different alternatives, and all those alternatives would be one of the effective ways for the performance of a job, so the workers would be able to perform their activity more effectively, which will increase the productivity, and this will lead to increase in the profit and development of that particular personnel. Now, on the other hand, when we discuss about the top management and the middle level management, the delegation of the routine jobs under the process of delegation of authority, it provides a manager a certain time through which he can explore the new market, can develop a newer technology of completing tasks, or to train their staff to improve efficiency. When this will become possible? Students, this will become possible when under organizing, manager adopts a delegation of authority, which means the passing of a certain routine activities to the subordinates. When the routine activities are passed to the subordinates, then up to that extent the manager is freed from the burden of those activities, and he will have certain spare time which he can utilize to find out different ways of marketing, would be able to focus on the core activities of the organization. If not any other thing, at least he would be able to provide the training to their staff so that their efficiency will increase, which will result in increase in productivity, and finally there would be the development of personnel. In this way, organizing leads to the development of personnel of all levels of management. Expansion and growth. Each and every business organization has the objective of expansion and growth. But expansion and growth of organization is only possible if there is a no wastage of human or non-human resources, and if the business organization is able to generate surplus profit, is able to create more job position, or generally when the expansion will take place, students, when there is increase in the product line or the modification in the existing product. This whole thing will become possible with the help of organizing, because in plan process of organizing we have discussed that there would be optimum utilization of resources. In importance of organizing, there also we have discussed that adoption of a proper organizational structure will lead the company, will lead the organization in the optimum utilization of resources. Departmentalization also helps in saving the time and efficiency increases. This all will lead the expansion and growth of the organization, because there won't be any kind of the wastage of human or non-human resources. In addition to this, this organizing will provide a different kind of the organizational structures which will create the favorable conditions for the expansion and growth of an enterprise. Students, as you know, that there are three different type of the organizational structures in the organizing, that is on the basis of the products, on the basis of the functions, and on the basis of the territory of the working of any organization. Adoption of any of this organizational structure will automatically create that kind of the condition for the organization which will help the organization to expand and grow their enterprise. This organizing will allow the business enterprise to add more job positions, departments, product lines without disturbing the existing structure, and this will help in expansion and growth of the business, because without much capital investment a new product or the product line can be introduced in the organization, which will help the organization to compete their competitors in the marketplace and to earn sufficient profit, which will be utilized for the expansion and growth of the business. This becomes possible due to organizing process only. It's a summary time. Today we have discussed one of the important question of this chapter, that is, what is the importance of organizing and why there is a need of organizing? What are the benefits if we adopt the organizing in our organization? It's time for assignment, students, and assignment for the day is that how does organizing translate plans into the actions? The answer for this you will get it from the first day discussion of this chapter. Second, how does division of work leads to the specialization? Next and final one, why there is a need for organizing. Explain it in detail from the viewpoint of the organization. Now, students, it's time to say bye-bye, goodbye. I hope I could convey what I wanted to, and you all understood the topic very well. Stay home, stay safe, and keep learning.